The Dwarves of Khazad and Erebor have united together in today's TDD video for you today. And today we have a glorious siege battle here. And yeah, we do have Erebor and also Khazad fighting side by side against Isengard and also the Easterlings here. We already have White Hand Stormers landing on the walls over here. They're going up against some Khazad Legionnaires, and we got some crossbows over here. The Hunters of Khazad are already firing down into the Uruk-hai below. So yeah, there should be a pretty brutal one there for the Uruks. We'll see how they do as they go in already. And they're going to try and smash their way through. It looks like they have actually already destroyed the gate below. And yeah, they're now going to have to fight off against, looks like Khazad's infantry below, guards, Durin's gates going in, and Khazad Legionnaires both clashing here. So yeah, already the Uruks getting very much stuck in. I mean, this is going to be great kills here for the Hunters. They can just shoot into the backs of all these Uruks as they get ready there. So yeah, already this battle is starting pretty damn fast. It started so fast because I wasn't quite sure whether the Dwarves were going to even bother to defend that wall, but it looks like they are. As you can see here, Erebor's pretty much defending on the upper tiers of this settlement. I can't remember the name of this settlement off the top of my head. I think it's not Longarlan, is it? It might be Longarlan. I can't remember. It's been a while since we played on this map, but we do have the Eastlings now landing. Looks like they've got a whole bunch of units. We do have 3 different submods on. We have Last Breath, we have War on the Mountains, and we also have Warriors of Ardor. I can't remember which ones of those add the Locrian Swordsmen, but they are now also a thing. We have Locrian Macemen, we have Locrian Swordsmen, and looks like they're all. Looks like the swordsmen are still pushing this ram for some reason, some odd reason. Also, they've been destroying. I guess they destroyed the towers. I think from capturing the gate. We have a whole bunch of shock back here as well, getting ready to come forward. The runic warlords, plenty of them Beriags as well, and also we've got crossbows. Loki Narim crossbows. They come in, I think, and again in Warriors of Ardor. I think these guys have added. I think Warriors of Ardor adds most of the new units. It's just like War of the Mountains that adds. The Dwarven, extra Dwarven factions. Yeah, they're getting stuck in this glorious Lord of the Rings siege already. You can see there you go, the Dwarves getting ready for battle. Yeah, these Khazad Legionnaires here fighting with the Uruks of Isengard. And I imagine the Uruks are probably going to get defeated in this one. It's a pretty easy fight for the Dwarves here, especially with that crossbow support. So yeah, not really something that the Uruks of Isengard should be getting themselves into. And certainly should not be sending forward their general, the White Hand Stormer here. Not a unique general, just a typical random general. But yeah, should not be sending him forward at all. Get him back down the line, that's for sure. White Hand Stormers, they've sent in a lot of their elites early on here, have the Uruks. I mean, their infantry is pretty much all elite in a sense. If you bring like the top tier stuff, it's the Uruk-hai infantry's tier 3 and their Storms are tier 4. I mean, Berserkers as well, tier 4. So yeah, top stuff going in, but you're going up against top opponents in the Dwarves as well. Khazad Legionnaires here, yeah, combat even. Or if anything, really combat they're winning because the Uruks here are getting focused down by crossbows. You can out arc, so yeah, they're actually quite useful in a siege battle. As you can see over here, Isengard's landed a whole bunch of shock as well. We've got Berserkers and half-orc axes landing. The Berserkers on the wall, they need to be careful coming off because there is Cav waiting. It is only Dale escort mercenaries, but Cav is Cav. And even a charge from these guys could be pretty devastating. And also, yeah, I mean, they need to get those crossbows into play to Isengard, trying to help deal with the Dwarven crossbows, trying to give their infantry a bit of support. And they have also got a Grenadier here. I don't know what the rules were in range, but if it was 4 range, I technically count this as a ranged unit. They've got 2 pikes as well in reserve. So they brought the typical sort of units that you'd see in an Isengard army. Eastlings have also got stuck in as well. They're going in against the Spear Guard here of Erebor. I don't know. I think these Warriors of Ardor units balance pretty well, but we'll see. See if these Erebor Spear Guards can get thrown aside. I mean, so far, tier 4 these Locrian swords are. I don't know if I'd make them tier 4 if they're supposed to be like elites, if you can spam them out, but I would maybe have made them tier 3 like the Macemen, maybe. But yeah, it looks like, yeah, look at that, winning already against Erebor Spear Guards. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see how well balanced these guys work up. They might just romp through these guys. Yes, if you're enjoying all things Lord of the Rings and would like to see some more glorious Dawnless Days siege battles, then do remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're around here, and a comment show score guys here. It does help out the channel. And yeah, if you want to send in any of your own TDD replays to have them featured on the channel, do send them into my Discord. Or if you want to get involved in any sort of Total War and Dawnless Days action, then do feel free to join the Discord as well. We do a fair amount of Dawnless Days on the channel, like streams and scenarios, and just generally Total War stuff on the channel. Or on the Discord server as well, we do loads on there, whether that's scenarios or just custom games. There's plenty going on there. Loki and Bowman, sort of like they're setting up. Maybe they're going to try and shoot that Cav that's being a threat in the back lines. Or more likely they're going to go for these Erebor crossbows now setting up. We're also trying to duel with the Loki and bows here. And they're going to do a decent amount of damage, I thought, those crossbows. Looks like, yeah, they're going for the Erebor halberds of the archers, which is also not a bad target. These Erebor halberds waiting in reserve maybe for an opportunity to come forward in the woods here. And they're getting focused down already. So yeah, we'll see how they do. Looks like Lokrim swordsman over here, combat even with Erebor spear guards. Yeah, looks like, I mean, looks like they initially get a good start with the swords, but then they seem to balance out. Hopefully you can't spam those swords out. If you can spam out tier 4 swords, seems a little bit broken in that sense. Certainly would have capped them, which it might likely be. I don't play a lot of Warriors of Arda that I can say that these guys are not capped or are capped. They look pretty cool, that's for sure. They've got a bit of a the Runic Warlord face mask going on a little bit. Kind of a low-key rim armor, and then it looks like a Clangard shield. So yeah, got some good missile block, I'd imagine, and also yeah, good armor going on as well. You can see already these crossbows taking a lot of damage. They are trying to hit these halberds. And have given up shooting them for now. Don't know what they're still trying to shoot. Maybe, well, they won't be shooting those cav from that distance, that's for sure. They could definitely do. Could the dwarves were trying to use some more crossbow ammo to try and weaken these initial assaults coming in from the Easterlings. That is for sure. It seems like yeah, Erebor's kind of stretched his missiles out everywhere. And actually do have a cav charge here from Erebor, helping out his Khazad ally. The White Storm, and it's got off the walls there. So that's a bit of a win there. And it does seem like the Khazad Legionnaires are starting to suffer on the walls against the Uruk-hai infantry. But they are holding here now. The Uruks are trying to shoot through the gate at the guards of Durin's gate here. They're going to struggle to kill those guys off. They might kill the Khazad crossbows up here, which I'm surprised aren't shooting the general. I mean, even if he's in Testudo, I think I would have shot him for free, just to, you know, if he's going to be at that level, I'd shoot him up. Don't worry about killing these crossbows. If you kill that general, those crossbows will rout in good time. But yeah, it does seem as though Khazad holding for now at the walls, but for how long, I don't know. And they could definitely do with, yeah, focusing down these half-orc axes, and these berserkers are getting off the wall as well, could the defenders. The half-orcs, I mean, yeah, they're mediocre shock infantry. On a wall, shock does do well. I don't know if they'll do well against these legionnaires, though. I think the War of the Mountains, like, factions, they do balance pretty well, the main mod ones. I know there are some sub-mods in TDD that you're, like, not supposed to play, like Wain Riders. You're not supposed to play them with, like, factions from other sub-mods. It's just supposed to be Wain Rider factions, but I think these factions will balance out pretty well, and the units do, to my extent of my knowledge. So we'll see how Khazad does. I think we've seen them plenty of times in games against vanilla factions, if I call it vanilla. Yeah, it looks like there's Cav on the side. Yeah, Dale Escort Mercenaries. Haven't seen them being brought in a long time by Erebor. They used to be really OP back in the day, for those OGs that can remember when they got added to the game, and they were just super powerful. Melee Cav was just generally the meta instead of Shock Cav. That's now changed. We're now seeing Shock Cav being the primary Cav once against you. But yeah, we haven't seen, Erebor rarely brings its cav, and I mean, that is bringing it, and it's kind of being a bit of a threat, you know, certainly getting some decent hammer and anvils in a few spots. But yeah, I'm surprised these things haven't just tried an all-out assault across the entire front to see whether the Dwarves can hold everywhere. I mean, it seems like they're holding a fair amount in reserve, which to me is always a bad idea. Because, yeah, it just allows, like, these Dwarven company, you put them at the front. Why are these guys left as a reserve? I don't know. They're a low-tier sword unit. You want them in the front lines to start with. Let them soak up the initial fire and, like, brute strength from the enemy. Not your elites like these spear guards, when they're not elites, but more well-trained troops. Yeah, as a defender, I always either go with everything or nothing. You don't go half-hearted and use half your army. Because the enemy can then throw their entire army against your half, and then use their entire army against your other half of your army, if you get what I'm getting at. And already, look at this, yeah, Wild Stormers inside, the general has moved in. He needs to be getting shot at, I was going to say, by the Hunters here. Just shoot him in the back, getting 3 kills. But they have charged in again, a half-orcs off the wall, trying to storm the Durin Guard. Durin's Gate, sorry, the guards of Durin's Gate. I'm going to get them mixed up. There's a unit that is called Durin's Guard for Erebor, I'm pretty sure. It's like a bodyguard for Balin, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's not this unit, that's for sure. Different unit, different faction. I do like that they've got unique like banners for Khazad. I'm a big fan of that. Like they have gone to quite a bit of effort to put some details in. And there you go, guards of Durin's Gates. Having won their fight there, they can now go in against the general. And they probably should. They captured the gate here as this general. And they can now rush in units like pikes. And they have collapsed them onto the Khazad legionnaires up there, which is a big loss. And done a lot of damage to those hunters of Khazad. So that could, you know, just all of a sudden just turn the battle in their favor. But I still think rush this general, try and kill him. Rush the crossbows as well. I mean, they've got so many units, well, not so many, but quite a few units in reserve here. Champions of Under the Mountain and Durin's Old Mithril Guard. Get them in there. And also a Wardens of the Deep. Get those guys in. Got some good units they can throw in and try and, you know, kill off the White Hand Stormer General there. And then just all of a sudden, Isengard's without a general, and these Berserkers as well, just kind of being left to do nothing right now. I'd shoot them up. If you get a chance, like the crossbows over here, Iron Hill crossbows, just shoot them up. Do some damage. This Isengard player is certainly playing a very slow game, and it's leaving a lot of units just out to be shot. And the defenders aren't punishing him at all. Khazad Legionnaires here. They're battling on against the half-orc axes still. Looks like the half-orcs are going to win that fight, actually. I think that's just through numbers. These are two just half-orc axe units up here. Just numbers-wise, they're just slowly overwhelming those orcs. Those dwarves, not those orcs. They are as short as orcs, but they are definitely not orcs. Probably shorter than them. Dwarves there, yeah. Still battling. These Legionnaires are a very fun unit. I do like them. Pikes also are setting up, I think, just to block off any sort of counterattack from the Cav, but that is long gone. And that flank, I think it has moved around to this side here to maybe, can be a pest to the general here. You've got the Bane of the Steps, general, and it looks like he might be about to challenge the escort mercenaries. He definitely does not want to do that to Erebor. This is an elite cav unit. I bait him away. Try and bait him maybe towards the pikes, or the halberd, sorry, or maybe these swords. Maybe try and get a crossbow involved, but I don't think the Easterling player would be that silly to do that. The fresh macemen coming in, these spears here are starting to buckle. The officer of the spear guards is still, you know, fighting strong. He's jumping up, hacking and slashing.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
Men already breaking for Erebor. Who is breaking? Oh, it's a, I think it's a crossbow unit. Yeah, getting focused down. Crossbow's gone. We have got shield bearer to Belagos as the unit that's sword unit is added with the warriors of Arda. So it's pretty much just Erebor axes just with the sword unit. And they are capped to 3 if I remember. And Erebor making a big mistake here. His Iron Hill crossbow's getting caught out here by the Lucre Maceman. It's going to be an easy kill there. He can pull these guys out on melee. He'll lose some men. But he should do this. He should not leave his Iron Hill crossbows in combat if he can. And he'll have them cut down if he does. And it looks like, yeah, the crossbows here have had some joy just being able to set up and shoot at these Durin Gates guards. But, yeah, they're going to need to pull back. Otherwise, the spears will charge them. Though it looks like the spears are going to retreat again, allowing their backs to be shown and get some shots in their back. They should just be aggressive. Like, I mean, this is just one general here that they are committing. Be aggressive. Get the crossbows up for Khazad as well. Get some shock in there or some polearms. You'll win that fight. And, yeah, thankfully, Erebor has pulled back his Iron Hill crossbows. fighting the good fight, fellas. Looks like an archer fire, I think, from the Easterlings. Yeah, we have some of those low-key Narim crossbows they're firing away. Whether the Iron Hill crossbows should maybe try and challenge them, it's probably a good idea to give it a go. You don't want to be at a melee, a missile disadvantage or a melee disadvantage, but certainly a missile disadvantage, especially as the Dwarves. You've already got like that going against you. If you to lose your crossbows, it's a lot of the waste of money that you could have spent on other better infantry. Yeah, the shield bearers of Belagos have gone in here trying to help stabilize this front. Might work. Are they tier 4? They are. They're tier 4. A lot of the Warrior Varda units that are added ended up being tier 4. We have got a bit of a problem here. Viriag Axemen have found a flank, and they're getting around the flanks of these shield bearers of Belagos. We're going to see a Dwarven company being sent forward. It's a tier 2 unit. I don't think it's going to do much damage, but we'll see what it can do. Is, yeah, they're tier 2. This is actually safe, but I think they are tier 2. Going up against tier 3 axes, they're shocking, sorry, they are causing them to lose initially. Whether that will just stabilize after the initial charge. They do remind me of sort of like humans from the real world. I was going to say from 1212. They do look very much like nomads, which I guess is, well, that's the vibe you're going for with the Easterlings a little bit. They are kind of, you know, like nomadic, but also like a settled Eastern faction. But yeah, there you go. Variags here. Yeah, they are losing actually. There's, you know, those Dwarven company going in are actually kind of screwing those Variag Axemen over pretty nicely. Halberds here. I think these guys have just been focused down. Yeah, they have been by missiles. They've just been focused down to 41 men left. That is not a good use of them at all. We also have a Sapper unit here. I think that must have been hidden in the forest because I did not see that on the spawn. And yeah, they are going to be a decent force as well. And we've got a pull through that's taking place here. Half-orc axes pulled through. There's no way these guys could have got through those orcs there. Yeah, they're pulling through, as you can see. They're pulling through these Duran guards. What's the point? Well, you're going to win this fight anyway. Pikes in here give you the advantage in this melee fight. Yeah. Isengard player, shame on him that he's pulling through. I mean, his general's nearly dead as well, which is something that the Dwarves really need to cotton on to. Good to see this counter charge here from the champions under the mountain. If they can send in the champions now, they could probably help win this fight against the White-Hand Stormer. But yeah, they should really be mounting up all these Khazad crossbows here. Get the hunters as well firing. Start blasting that general. Get rid of him. Isengard all of a sudden is a weak and feeble opponent. It does seem as though they are pushing back the Low-Grim Macemen here, the shield bearers. They are pretty damn strong, though they are starting to lose now with the support of the crossbows. But yeah, they should beat their Macemen opponents. It looks like, yeah, the Dwarven's company initially got that charge off, are starting to die now, though the shock and awe of that charge is kind of over. And it looks like we do a Thorin the Third here with Tomb Sentinels. That's a new unit as well. That's not his typical unit that he has. He has a shock unit typically, but we've got Thorin here
our men flee the field of
with an axe unit instead of a shock unit. I think he's Erebor Veterans as his general typically, but yeah, Tomb Sentinels are a fun unit, I guess. There's another Warriors of Arda unit that they've given him, I guess, just to try and make him stronger. Maybe they're sick of having all the Dwarven units as shock, but they're not really. I mean, Balin's a Manchu claimant, and then even then, Warriors of Arda changed into a Balin's not Balin's guard, Durin's guard. So just an even more elite sword unit. Yeah, these spears are holding. They need the crossbows need to take advantage now and just, you know, start focusing them down. Take advantage, because otherwise, I imagine after this, Isengard's going to play it slow, and they're going to probably bring up their crossbows. They might just use their pikes. They're being very ballsy sending him in, and keeping him in combat. And what are all these berserkers doing? They've just been kept as reserves. I know that I think these guys are unbreakable even without a general, and they are like elite shock. But yeah, you're testing your army if you're not sending these guys in. There's a lot of them. Here we go. 3 units going in. I think he maybe is going in against the shield bearers of Belagos. He's needed there. No, he's changed his mind. He's going back somewhere else. Interesting. We'll see whether that costs him. You know, not sending in his berserkers earlier. Whether he's just worried about them getting focused down by crossbows. But honestly, that's what they're there for a little bit. They soak up the archer fire. You don't want your general dying to archer fire. But there you go. Eastlings have broken through here. Erebor has crumbled first, if it was anyone. Khazad still kind of holding strong on his choke point. It looks like we're now going to see more Erebor halberdiers getting shifted up. The angle they're going to form up here is just going to be easy targets here for these Locrian bows. Shoot over the side of these few buildings and side shot them. Probably an even rear shot than technically will be the angle they've put up here. So yeah, that is going to be a quick death for these halberds. Not a great angle for them at all. But it looks like Thorin is running up the hill. I think actually Erebor's pretty spent, to be honest. With their cav that they brought has meant that they've been able to bring less infantry. But yeah, they've got just Thorin left when it comes to infantry, cav, and then a few crossbows. So yeah, they've really sold themselves short when it comes to infantry in this one. And Dwarves, you know, are best at that. They've got this shield bearer here, Belagos. I get this back now up the hill and try and use that for a later date. They're going to need to. But yeah, halberds in here, yeah, they're just very much dead. I'll be surprised if they get even 50, 60 kills. There you go, getting focused down, chopped up as well by the runic warlords.
Their unit has rallied.
And yeah, they are dead. Dead and done. Now Erebor needs to sort of regroup. It looks like Khazad's doing the same. Those oh no, that's a healthy Durin's Gate guard going into the choke point there. So they're gonna looks like they're gonna hold here at Khazad. They're not bothered about what Erebor's doing. White Hand Stormers, by the way, still stood here. Whether he thinks he's got to stand here, does Isengard? He can't retreat and show his back, which he's probably correct. He will get shot, but he just could get shot anyway. His pike's being focused down. If I was Khazad, I would have charged forward. One like solid charge from like the general, the champions under the mountain would break that unit for sure, and that would be Isengard looking pretty desolate. I mean, these are tier 3, so they should be enough to break through. There's tier 2 wardens, the deep here. They're just like Erebor halberdiers pretty much at that point. But yeah, we'll see. It certainly seems like Isengard's in a really sticky position. They're running out of actual good assets that they can use. The pikes are coming forward here. They're going to try and break the spears. These guards at Durin Gate, they're wavering. They'd be breaking a lot quicker if there's no general, which, like I said, they should really try and kill. Whether the crossbows could move forward to almost like here, just try and shoot point blank range, or whether they'd rather arc, I don't know. But there you go, pike's gone. That's another problem dealt with. But yeah, really they should just countercharge, be aggressive, Dwarves. Get down there. You might bait in the Berserkers, but I bet they can't extract that White Hand Stormer general quickly enough. And it seems like the Dale Escort mercenaries have still managed to break out, and they are now going to just, I guess, run around and cause some issues. Easterlings have yet to really sort of progress up this slope, which is probably their next obstacle. It seems like most of the crossbows are using all their ammo up, though. And yeah, I guess they're just maybe routing this shield bearers of Belagos, getting rid of that. A lot of their elite shock, though, like the Runic Warlords, are like a third strength. So, to be fair, they've spent a lot of their elites. They still have got some. They've got some Variag Axemen left. They didn't send those in first. It's a bit odd. And they've got some War Priests of Rune. I guess another unit that's got added with Warriors of Ardor. I've never seen these guys in play, but yeah, they're looking very. I mean, they've got the Anglo-Saxon sort of like helm going on. I think it's Anglo-Saxon one. Again, someone told me literally in another video what this helm is, and I've actually forgotten what it's called already again, which is so annoying. But yeah, it's here again. It looks a bit odd on these War Priests of Rune, I will admit. It doesn't look very Middle Earthy. Though it does kind of remind me of the Dragon Helm that Thorin uses. Good charge there from the Escort mercenaries. Actually, they kind of did a good amount of damage to these Locrian macemen. I mean, this is a shock. Sorry, not even a shock cab. It's a melee cab. It's tier 2 on a charge. Yeah, look, there's quite a lot of dead bodies down there for the Eastlings. So yeah, these guys, you know, not to be messed with the Escort mercenaries. And finally, we're seeing a Khazad withdrawal, though they are sacrificing some hunters here to deal with them. I think they've let Isengard off the hook there. They should have fallen back a lot longer ago. It looks like some Khazad crossbows here have been up in their ammo stakes, and they're going to now retreat. And I imagine they're going to just retreat to this final sort of choke point. Camp point's here, actually, so they can't retreat right to the top of that hill. There are a couple of ways in. There's 1, 2, 3 ways in, I think, to this final choke point, or this final sort of defense. Looks like that's where the Dwarves are already going to defend. Cavs now rushing down. Oh, they're going to be careful. They are going to run into the pikes a bit. They are going to get some of those berserkers, so might have paid off. They lost about, I don't know, 3 or 4 riders, maybe a bit more. Crossbows going in again, going to go and pin down the berserkers. Whether that be to just allow the Cavs to get a side charge here, we'll see. Berserkers are losing. I've got to believe that's because of the Cav, not because of those crossbows. Yeah, try and get a side charge, Erebor. Just keep charging these guys, being a pain. The Cav's going to be no use later on once you get to this final defense here. But yeah, I mean, I certainly think it's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. We've got our White Hand Grenadiers as well still available for Isengard, so that's a really good asset for a last stand if you're attacking one anyway. I mean, you can just bombard these Wardens of the Deep here. They do still have a decent amount of crossbow ammo on a few units. That one has about a third. This one's got about a third as well. And the other one that's still coming back to the final cap point has probably like 3/4 of his ammo left, though it does... Looks like it's struggling with pathfinding a little bit. What are you guys doing? There we go. They've managed to work out how to walk up a slope. Yeah, the Cav again, seems like it is being a bit of a pain for the Berserkers, doing some damage. The Pikes having to protect them. Yeah, I just keep the Cav outside the settlement. Or not outside the settlement, but outside that final defense. And just force Isengard to maybe keep the Pikes looking backwards rather than going forwards. But they've got other, like I said, other weapons that they can use to try and break through choke points. Sappers and Grenadiers, but both are pretty susceptible to archer fire. I mean, this is also great, I think, as well for the defenders, is that, like, the Eastlings are using units to just go and capture towers that they don't need to capture, by the way. But these low-career macemen will be taking casualties, just 1 or 2, you know, as these archer towers shoot into them. Like, each archer to the volley is a kill, or 2. They have captured it, but what does that achieve, really? Just 1 less tower to shoot at the Eastlings, which they wouldn't happen if they just stayed close to the final cap point anyway. Yeah, Eastlings, you know, maybe throwing away the odd man. They've also just they've taken a different route to get here. They come and joined up with the Isengard player. And it looks like it's going to be these things to go in. These are, well, some of these are exhausted units. Some of them are fresh, had a bit of time to rest up. I mean, there is still, I don't blame them, actually, to be honest, because no one's actually taking the responsibility of defending this choke point here. Khazad is now sending forward some guards to Durin's Gate, a health unit of 93. So, yeah, he's at least, you know, stopping that sort of catastrophe from happening. And it looks like we're going to see some side shots if they do engage here. So the guards will hold the line, and then we've got these Khazad crossbows ready to side shot any sort of unit that goes up. And it looks like the other Khazad crossbow is going to make it now. I think that's why these Dale escort mercenaries were still being aggressive outside the walls, to just try and allow that crossbow to get back to safety. But yeah, I'm going to make a quick cut here, guys, and I'll see you guys once the battle recommences, because I have a feeling that both sides here are going to just take their time to reset before any further battles take place. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Here we are, so we have the first move. It's actually by the defenders, and it's the escort mercenaries, and they've managed to assassinate the sappers here, and they might get the grenadiers as well. They're definitely going to get those sappers. The grenadiers also are losing decisively, so yeah, they managed to just keep them outside the settlement, be a bit of a pest, and they have managed to get themselves a huge haul here. One of the sappers left, but yeah, the grenadiers already losing 7 men there. It doesn't seem like any sort of reaction taking place from the attackers either, and so they definitely could have kept up with this. There's nothing to stop these guys. If anything, I think Erebor's made a mistake there pulling out of that combat. They won't get a second attempt at that. He's going to go in again now within a second with a recharge. He's going to try and catch them, but I think the Grenadiers are going to make it to the pikes there. We are going to see another attack here now from the other Dale escort mercenary as he charges towards the crossbows, and we could see a bit of a sandwich here from the two. And actually, no, he is going to get a second chance at these Grenadiers because the other Cav has sacrificed himself. The pikes have gone after that one instead of saving their Grenadiers, which is probably a more important unit to try and save at this point. These crossbows don't have a lot of ammo left. And there you go, these Grenadiers, he's pulling out again. He is just stay in combat with these guys. You'll cut them down. They're terrible at melee. absolutely terrible. Just stay in combat with them, and there you go. That's a bit of a mistake. Oh, it's because the Bane of the Steppe General is on the way. Fair enough. Fair enough. You got another little nibble at these guys. They've already lost about 30 men already, so that's a big win there. These things are really creeping forward. They have not yet engaged, but they are just going to stand and look at these guards of the Durin Gate. And just sort of look at them and just go, yeah, we're ready to attack. They have got one shield bearer as a Belagos and also Thorin, who might need to defend that breach there, because they're going to need to have polearm units to try and defend it. There is another polearm that's all the way down here, which seems a little excessive. I'd have that further back up the hill in the final defense. And it actually looks like, yeah, the polearms maybe are going across here to challenge the pikes now of Isengard. But yeah, if they're not careful, they're just going to get shot up by these crossbows. Yeah, already taking a lot of losses here. Oh, the Wardens of the Deep losing a good 10 men in that first volley. And here come the Uruk-hai pikes. Seems like the crossbows have been silenced and suddenly forced back by the archers of these things as well. And the crossbows, so yeah, they need to be careful with that. Might see I mean, I'd try and bait the pikes in. If the Isengard player is silly enough, he'll be aggressive. I mean, already you could try and side charge these guys. If you got the unit onto the grass here, the side unit, charged it a little bit, and then pinned it with something else, you could definitely give that a go. And I think actually maybe Erebor is going to give that a go now. We'll see. The shield bearers certainly seem like they're shaping up for that sort of move. They just need to, bait this pike a little bit further up the hill, and they've got it. Absolutely. I mean, there's the cav here as well. I just realized escort mercenaries, and there's a bunch of berserkers over here that are just begging to be charged. I mean, but there you go. The Bane of the Steppe is coming back in. I think he thought about it, and then he's since changed his mind. What is the other cav unit doing? That's still way in the back. It's still very much waiting for something. I think it's going to go for the other grenadier, if possible. We might have to see a sacrifice by one of these cav units, probably the lesser one here, this 49-man unit, to go after the shock, bait that cav in, and then this larger cav unit can get the grenadiers and those crossbows and try and even up this fight. That might have to be what they do. We'll see. Sappers here trying to get their kills off. They failed so far. I mean, it's an unbreakable unit technically, so I think it will just... We'll wait and see if it explodes, though. I don't think it will. The Sappers... the pikes here now getting focused down by the crossbows of Khazad, so that's good to see. Here we go. So yeah, it looks like the Dale escort mercenaries are going to maybe risk it for a biscuit. No, they've changed their mind once again. They don't want to waste that cav, and I don't blame them. Sappers are gone. Doesn't look like they got much damage done at all. This otherwise, this would be a much smaller spear unit. Pikes have been destroyed here, which is great actually for the defenders. Now they need to rush down. They need to send in the shield bearers and send in some shock here as well. They've got a couple of shock units for Khazad. Push them down, try and take out those crossbows if they can. And in a moment, actually, I mean, we could see a bit of a push here from the Dale escort mercenaries. Try and surround this Bane of the Steppe, bring in that polearm that Wardens the Deep, and they could use that to kill off this this general here, Easterlings general, which is definitely the better general to kill now. And the grenadiers are pounding the shield bearers of Belagos here. Really good hits. Really weakening up that elite sword unit that otherwise would probably fight to the last dwarf. Might not now, because that's what they do with the grenadiers. They reduce the unit, but they also reduce the morale like so much. Like that's -3 morale, which actually isn't as bad. I think they might be nerfed a bit. I think they used to be a lot higher, like -8 or something. But definitely be nerfed. Berserkers charging into polearms. This is going to be happy days for the dwarves. They will take this. They'll shish kebab these Uruks all day long. There you go. Just keep kebabbing those boys up. But it has meant that it's pinned in the cav here. They can't use this ramp as an outlet anymore, and they can't really get them outside the settlement. They might try and get a charge off here. We'll see. Looks like they might try and run down and get these crossbows, which is not a bad idea, to be honest. And also rush in near the Iron Hill crossbows, probably charge these guys in. Crossbows being crossbows. That should be a fair fight. Seen the grenadiers come forward again. They just need to use their ammo. Got Khazad crossbows there. They need to be used only on the grenadiers. Just shoot those guys down. Don't shoot anything else. We'll see whether the grenadiers can get one more volley off. One more volley onto these dwarves. I think the Uruk-hai crossbows definitely beat these Iron Hill crossbows, but if that's all you've got to send in, that's all you've got to send in. Crossbows wavering. yeah, volleys coming in actually pretty devastating, but they need to shoot, yeah, the Grenadiers. They are shooting the wrong unit here. Keep breaking, trying to break these guys. Down to 20. Wavering now. They've definitely got 2 volleys left in them as well. These Grenadiers, yeah, wasted. Massive loss there. Now you can see the Iron Hill crossbows should be able to overwhelm these Urukai crossbows as well. They got the numbers, I think. Isengard does still have his general. He's just way in the back. He's barely moved forward up this ramp since he's won so many fights. The Hunters over here as well. I don't know if they can come off the wall. They can come off over there, I think. Or are they trapped? I think they might be trapped actually because of this this fort tower being destroyed. Which, if that's the case, then that's a bit of a bummer for them. But it's not a big unit. It wouldn't change the difference of this fight. Crossbows, yeah, are being just run down right now by the Cav and also the crossbow units here of the Iron Hills. Berserkers have finally seen sense after losing a whole bunch of Berserkers, and the pole arms here barely lost a man or a dwarf. But they've killed a lot of elite Berserkers off there. That's a big win for them. Now maybe that there's no more Grenadiers threat, I'd maybe start trying to shoot cheekily this Bane of the Steppe General, if you can, or maybe shoot the Runic Warlords. Any of those would probably be great targets to go for. Isengard looks spent. I mean, he was pretty spent after the first assault, in my opinion. He kind of wasted a lot of his swords there. Ambush? I don't know. I don't think it's an ambush, whatever's going on here. I think everything's very much on show. Thorin the Third, though, is still untouched. And it's a tier 4 Tomb Sentinel. I imagine this unit's pretty damn insane. OGs will remember that's the same armor the Tomb Wardens used to have, but they don't have it anymore. They have a very much cooler looking armor. But yeah, that's the old Tomb Warden armor there. What are they shooting? They're shooting champions of Under the Mountain, sorry, here. It's a good target to go for. I mean, they're using the last of their ammo here, the Locurum bows. It looks like now the Khazad crossbows are going to return the favor, and I think maybe try and shoot some of these shock down here. And it's definitely good targets as well. Yeah, shoot these Runic Warlords, take these guys out, lower them before they go into combat. Yeah, 31, that's pretty damn nice. And they've got some other units back here, but the shock is definitely the better target to go for. They're the sort of units that are going to break through the spears, if anyone is. Crossbows, again, impaling themselves on polearms. These Wardens are the deeper, but an easy time of it. But the Berserk is also a great target you can shoot with the crossbow reserve that these Khazad players have here. But it looks like, yeah, Runic Warlords, the real focus. Keep shooting them up. Keep arcing over. I mean, you could also shoot the Variags. To be honest, with a healthy unit like that, they might be want to weaken them up first before they go in against the Dwarves. Yeah, this spear is going to hold for a long time, as long as it doesn't get pulled through like the other one did. Yeah, you can go the Iron Hill crossbows. They've got silver chevrons. Insane. And the polearm's still doing just fine. Don't overcommit. Hammer and Anvil coming in. Hammer and Anvil. The Cav is going in. Berserkers are being surrounded. It's a really good charge. Look at that. Some insane kills there. The mercenaries here for Erebor have done incredibly well. This one's still being a pest in the back lines here. I think it's just being harassed by crossbows and the general. The general always is going to be able to beat this Cav, but it's just never coming close that they're ever going to have to worry about it.
Enemy units
yeah, that is incredible kills there for the escort mercenaries. Great stuff. Doing a lot of damage to Berserkers. Berserkers will fight to the last Uruk though. Great charges like this will reduce the Uruks very easily. Another great charge there. I mean, they broke almost through to the Dwarves there, didn't they? Pretty much did. But there you go, 7 Uruks left in that one, 2 and 2. So yeah, those Berserkers have been wasted in today's siege, that's for sure. Definitely not done enough with those. And yeah, the Cav not being punished at all, really, this unit. I mean, now I think it finally is. The Bane of the Steppes coming up. Whether they are going to go in elsewhere with the other one and maybe try and charge this, we'll see. They might go for the low Curim Maceman there, we'll see. But it might not matter. I think the escort mercenaries, yeah, they're going to kill everything off, and then they actually just come through their own units and come to safety. And there you go. The polearms now protect any advance there, and the Cavs just, yeah, got no choice. There is still another Loki Narim crossbow here with ammo. I guess is a threat to the polearms, but not much. It looks like, yeah, Erebor's going to try and bait maybe the general in with these crossbows. Not a bad play, to be honest. I think, yeah, we're going to see a charge here from the escort mercenaries again, pounding the back of these Easterlings. They're being a real pain, these guys. They are the MVPs of this game, absolutely, hands down. They don't often see that is for sure. The Dalian mercenaries saving the dwarves in this one. Take the odd, maybe have these guys been buffed again? Maybe, I do not know. Maybe they've been buffed again, I just do not know about it. Maybe they've just been used extremely well. It looks like, yeah, they're gonna, I mean, they probably will break this mercenary, this Maceman unit. Might get the other one as well. I mean, if that's the case, there's then Isengard's general coming forward. That's a bit of a bold one. Maybe Isengard's just like, yeah, screw it, who cares? This is my last unit, I'm out. But I'm surprised he's not mashed out himself, this general, to be honest. They still got, yeah, War Priests of Rune. I imagine these are kind of like a big morale buffer sort of unit, but we'll see. Yeah, the general for Isengard's just going in to sort of beef these lines up. Another charge here.
Men are broken and running for their lives.
Another decent charge there from Erebor. Yeah, I mean, they're all losing decisively on the charge. He's going to bait out Isengard's general here, I think, as well. And yeah, you can see the Wardens of the Deep just pushing away the Bane and the Steps here. They're still trying to chase this other Dale escort mercenary. I can see what they were trying to do, but it's not quite pulled off yet. Whether they can get the crossbows instead, I don't know. I mean, the halberds pushing up here, I think they're just here to sort of support any sort of crossbow push. So if the general does charge in and he kind of like goes through the crossbows, he hits the polearms behind. And then I guess the Cav's going to hammer an anvil. I think we're going to see it here actually take place. Yep, he's going to go for it. He's going to bite this. Now will the Wardens rush in? They need to. I'd get them out of phalanx and just run them in. Enemy general has died. That is, yeah, that's Isengard's general gone. That's pretty much expected. He got baited out, I think, and just accepted his fate. Maceman breaking there as well. The Bane of the Steps, though, could be about to lose, to be about to die. We'll see. Like I said, I think get this Warden of the Deep out of phalanx if you're going to do it, but he's not managed to execute this quite perfectly. There's an escort mercenary here.
The men have thrown down their
going to
weapons
break.
and are fleeing.
This has just been a war of attrition. Nothing has really happened. I think the guards of Durin's Gate are losing, though. I don't know how many Locurum they've thrown up here, if that many. But I don't think the guards are really actually doing much fighting. They're just standing here dying. Like fighting one or two guards at a time. I'd just send in the shock, just clear these guys up. I think the dwarves have enough that they could give this a good go. I mean, it's even now on numbers, 900 against 1,000. They've broken the polearm as well of the Bane and Step. I think they managed to catch that out, so that's a win. The Dale Escort mercenaries over here, Silver Chevron now. They're still causing pain in the back lines here. And if they keep sending forward like little sword and axe units like this, the Eastlings, they're just not going to learn their lesson. They're still going to get like absolutely battered by these sword cav, these melee cav. But yeah, if I was Khazad, I'd send in a shock. You know, I mean, actually, I think he just has actually sent in some shock yet. And lo and behold, he's winning that fight. Both these Macemen now losing. There's no surprise the champion's now in there. Ooh. There we go. And yeah, I was going to say, send Thorin over here, maybe to support this. He's getting shot by crossbows. I don't think that's really the end of the world, but he needs to be over helping another choke point now. Just leave the shock of Khazad to help kill off these things. That's almost certainly enough, I would have said. I think, to get through these guys. We'll see, though. Maybe there'll be a twist yet in this. If a general dies for the Dwarves, I mean, if they use, well, I don't know, that little bit of ammunition, I don't think it's going to be enough to kill off this Durin Old Mithril Guard, but we'll see. I've seen crazy things happen in TDD. I mean, this has been a crazy siege anyway, in the sense that melee cav has done the job of shock cav very, very well. This one's still, like I said, very healthy. 57 riders left. Still be a bit of a pain. I will be interested to see whether they, the Bane of the Steppes go and, you know, sort of support them. It's a mounted unit. Is it technically with a spear next to it? Is it technically a spear cav it's been counted as, or it is a melee? I don't think it's a melee cav. Look in the icon, it's certainly not looking like it's counted as a melee cav. Well, no, it's very heavy melee, but it's just mounted unit, or have they got that one as well? No, they also do have that. I'm just tripping. I'm just talking absolute rubbish. They also do have a sword next to theirs. Of course, there is a melee one. Of course, it literally has a melee bit next to it. I'm absolutely tripping. I thought maybe they changed it with one of these sub mods, but they haven't. The War Priest coming forward still, whether they're going to start doing some chants and maybe, you know, trying to break these guys. Looks like the Variags getting some attention as well, getting shot in the back. But yeah, I mean, if these guys can countercharge, just keep going down the hill, the shock, they should help break these. They should be able to get a good advantage on the Variags. But we'll see. I mean, the crossbows coming forward here. I mean, they're just going to accept their fate, I think. And that, I think, is the last ammo of these things being used up. Khazad crossbows won't be enough. They're going to need, yep, that General Thorin III going in would be enough. He will be more than enough. The golden armor here, the Thorin's bodyguard is starting to get a very, very red as the blood starts to slick up onto their armor. There you go, yeah, Loki, Nar, Rim, a crossbow's about to die. And yeah, champions of the mountain, are they pulling through? I think they are. I don't know if it's on purpose, whether they were actually wanting to attack one of these maceman units that's just retreated. I think that might be the case. I think they made a bit of a mistake on sort of like their attack orders, still attacking an old unit. That actually might cost them, you know. That might, yeah, there's a fresh unit going in trying to rectify the situation. That's a little bit of a mistake there by Khazad, and shows the battle is not yet over. Balance power 700 against 800. You'd say that the Dwarves definitely have it, but hard to say. There's still some decent units in here, and yeah, that War Priest of Rune can still help with the morale side of things. There you go. They've won on this flank here, which now means Thorin can move back to this side. Also does mean they need to keep an eye on that general. Where has he gone? Oh, the general's over here. I don't think he's fighting the cav. Maybe he has fought the cav. He might have fought the cav or like the escort mercenaries, but I don't think he has. No, of course not. They're still safe and sound. They're over here, still at their same numbers. I don't know what he's. Oh, he's just capturing this point, which is actually a bad idea. Capture this point for his team. Apparently held by Isengard. Don't think it is. Or maybe, maybe it was the escort mercenary. I think the escort mercenary was capturing it, and they've then fled. And yeah, it's just being recaptured now by the Bane of the Steppes. That's not a little bit of a bad. That's a good move there by both sides, really, to just try and give themselves the advantage with the morale, which is what it could come down to. Elite dwarf sort of discipline, though, I think is going to maybe carry the day for the dwarves, if anything. Which I guess has got something to do with morale. But their units are already pretty high on it, have good armor, good health. And we've got some decent units still alive for them. Big, decent sized units, like also quality. A lot of archers left for the Easterlings at the moment. So we'll see how they do. I mean, they're obviously vulnerable to the escort mercenaries constantly. A lot of things actually starting to break as well for the Loki Rim. of these slings. So yeah, Loki swords is breaking randomly, and these bows are just running for their lives.
Enemy
That's
units
just
have
going to
rallied
encourage
and
the
returned to
mercenaries
the
here
battle.
just to run them down. And yeah, I mean, you can see these guys just being just easily rebuked. The Easterlings, Thorin the Third here, winning decisively with his Tomb Sentinels. I really want to see that Cav get some more kills. I want to see them go and get some of these archers. They're begging to be charged at this point. I think if you just push on a little bit more with the infantry, which is starting just to buckle and break, if you can just, yeah, keep pushing on and get this sword dealt with, then you're in amongst the priests. And this shock, the only thing can really stop the Cav at this point, I think it's was the healthiest shock alive. It seems to have either just taken a lot of casualties in melee, or it's been shot up a fair amount. It looks like it might have been shot up quite a lot, looking at all the bodies just here. So yeah, they kind of wasted that unit a little bit. The general is coming back over, ready to guard those archers again. It's very much a chess game with these last couple of Cav units. The Erebor player not wanting to waste them one bit. I mean, it's all he's got left really is Thorin and then the Cav. In go those Saxon-looking war priests, shouting their war chants, rallying the Easterlings. I like how they've got the banners of Mordor. I mean, they've got some banners for the Eastlings as well in there, but most of them seem like they've got like a half and half, just to prove who their allegiance is to, you know. I guess like, well, 70 of those dwarves, I guess, actually. So yeah, it's more like 600 dwarves sort of defending the last stand. There are 70 dwarves just stuck on a wall, which, I mean, I think them being stuck there does actually benefit the dwarves. There's 70 men that can't be touched, that can't be easily broken. It helps with the sort of like army loss potential of breaking units. Looks like the champions under the mountain are pushing down. It doesn't look like they're pulling through either. It looks like they have just forcibly pushed back these things here. Yeah, we've got the swords breaking. The war priests have just been pushed back, I think, with the sheer weight of the dwarven advance here. And yeah, I mean, still, this general cannot catch Merc, so you think he's just going to run around all day, and he's not going to do much more than that, to be honest. Looks like these slings are going to, yeah, make one last hurrah of it. Loki crossbows going in. Or Loki Nar crossbows going in. Don't know what the difference is, what Loki Rim and Loki Nar. Maybe different parts of Rune, I'm not sure. They're going to make one last go of it here. Shock are losing for the Dwarves in here, but they got another one that can go in, a more elite one. I think it's just because they're getting overcommitted, probably pretty tired. These axes are starting to die. Other than matters, Thorin's is still loving life right now. I mean, I imagine if these Dale Escort Mercenary just come over here, they'll scare the living hell out of all of these Easterlings. In goes the General, Durin's Old Mithril Guard going in. Whether we're going to see Bane in the Steps just get thrown in, I don't know. Or whether it's going to come down to time, because this battle has gone on a long, long time, and I think it's going to come down to, yeah, time. It's technically a draw for Erebor and for Khazad, but I would say that's a win, because they were going to go on and win that, and I think they could have been a bit more aggressive earlier on to try and win that on the slope, that's for sure. But we'll have a quick look at some of these end results. It's sent in by Borazu, who is playing as Erebor, so thank you very much, man, for sending this one in. Very much appreciated. His melee cav, like I said, MVPs of this this one. 234 kills with them, 208 with the other one here. Yeah, pretty much playing the role of a shock cav. 210 kills with the crossbows here, 349 kills with another one here. These getting silver chevrons. Polearm's not doing so great for his Erebor. Polearm's, yeah, kind of got murdered. And his infantry as well. Yeah, nothing getting over 100 kills. Really poor showing on that front. His cav and his crossbows really sort of like saved him in that regard. And then his general getting 116 kills overall. Yeah, And then we've got Nova 6 here playing as Khazad. Again, his sort of like shock infantry kind of struggled actually, 77 kills only, and that's about it. Legionnaires, 158 kills though is pretty good for them, 114 kills with the other. Guards, Durin's Gates getting 140 kills. 193 kills with the guards, the Durin Gates here. Yeah, these spears did incredible. One of the polearms, 225 kills is not too shabby. Crossbows, 360, 270, 250, 245, pretty much 250, 350 kills. Solomon, the not so wise, probably was not so wise with his assault with his infantry in this one either. I mean, look at the sword kills 1, 8, 44, 41. Yeesh, rough. His shock, 75 kills, 82 with the berserkers. Yeah, nothing getting over triple figures there. Crossbows, only thing they got triple figures, 137, 104. I mean, it is against dwarves as well, which you got to take into mind, but still, yeah, rough. I mean, these are low kills for the swords, that's for sure. Then we have Reckless Athenian. And I wouldn't say he was that reckless. He played a pretty decent game as the Easterlings. Yeah, fairly aggressive at the start. Did some decent job. Maybe cost himself a few too maybe units early on. I think with like some of the axes, maybe you can see they didn't do that great 60, 65 kills. I mean, again, it's fighting dwarves. You got to take into account. But still pretty low. Runic Warlords, 155 kills, 104 with the Variags here, 118 with the Locurum Swords, which seem to be really strong, 112 with another one here. His Gen, even though he was chasing those melee cav for most of the game, 170 kills for him. His Archers, again, seem to be clutching up, mainly the crossbows, but 147 kills with the bows. The Lokinar crossbows getting 296 kills and 211. But there you go, guys. That is today's Dawnless Days replay. If you did enjoy the siege, do remember leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and comment show support. It does help out the channel. Do check out all the sub mods as well if you haven't already, and the main mod if you haven't got Dawnless Days. What are you doing? It's the mod to have for Attila Total War. But yes, do check out some of the other replays appearing on your screen. There's some glorious ones there as well. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.